This was an old courthouse. Now it is the Ma Museum, National Museum of Organized Crime and Law Enforcement. You got 3rd Street right here. That will lead right into Fremont Street Experience. You got Circa right there. If you head down that way, off Main Street Station, and actually right off of Main Street Station is where they filmed the scene in Casino, where De Niro played Sam Ace Rothstein. That was supposed to be Frank Lefty Rosenthal, or something, you know, along his line of his character. And if you go down there, you got Main Street Station. Actually, that's where the scene in Casino, De Niro kind of portrayed Frank Lefty Rosenthal as Sam Ace Rothstein. Where his car blew up in the movie that was filmed was over there at Main Street Station. Where Frank Lefty Rosenthal's car blew up was off of East Sahara at a Tony Romo's. Alright. Mostly no filming in here, just pictures, so I'm going to just take what I can. But yeah.
Perfect. We're gonna scan this on the 2nd floor, guys. Okay? Thank you. Have a nice day, okay? Did you?
For men from the mean streets of ghettos around the country, it was the opportunity of a lifetime. Gangsters became bootleggers. Nobodies became wise guys. The bosses became rich and powerful, hobnobbing with society's upper crust. The city most brazenly defiant of prohibition laws.
The mob gained a foothold in America's cities at a time when police departments were still in their infancy. Officers received little training and low pay. They often took bribes to cast a blind eye at mob activity. Some politicians also enriched themselves by doing favors for crime bosses.
Napoleon's chief of police was ambushed. No one ever proved who killed him, but people were whispering the word mafia. Italian immigrants in the Crescent City had to beware, as anti-immigrant lynch parties took the law into their own hands. Some Italians did bring with them a secret criminal society which went back generations in Sicily. But not all organized crime was Italian. New York had a long history of gang warfare. There were Irish gangs, Jewish gangs, all crammed together in the city's slums.
Insurance fraud, extortion, running unlicensed gambling parlors. If your business is illegal, it's a racket.
In 1920, the American government went to war with alcohol. Most people just moved their drinking underground.
It was called organized crime for a reason. Individuals and gangs were connected in a highly structured criminal network or syndicate.
If you would have sold Western here, you would have seen a hotel, a saloon. You would have seen children playing in the street. You would have seen a small African American community. Some black men owned a few of the early nightclubs. Block 16, you would have seen a red rock for several years.
In the 1920s, the railroad relocated its repair yards to Caliente, Nevada. Between that and the Great Depression, Las Vegas needed more than divorce and gambling to thrive. The Boulder Canyon Project Act, which authorized the development of what would become the Hoover Dam, addressed that problem. Construction on the dam began on April 20th, 1931.
I just recently watched that. Did you?
Oh, wow.
1920. Got ourselves here. One of our newest objects in our collection. The only weapon they found in the crime scene of the Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh my gosh.
Got a photo right down there in the bottom right corner.
Oh my goodness.
It's a modified Colt 38. The hammer is shaved off. You just pull out your pocket, press down, open fire. Easy enough to use, but unfortunately it's found fully loaded.
Wow.
Should anyone suspicious trying to steal the alcohol at night? Unfortunately, no alcohol arrived that night. The 7 men were waiting for the boss to tell them to go home, but the boss was running late. Now it's the morning of February 14, 1929. No boss, no booze. Instead, 4 other guys came in. 2 guys dressed as cops and held them up. And they thought it was a sting operation. So the easiest way to jump for the cop was just to pay to find the station and go home. All which... I think so.
So this guy was late, but that was all. Yeah, it says that he was the suspected target. Right. That's They probably just shot him. What is interesting? I think it is really.
In the 1920 mobsters outgunned and outsmarted law enforcement agencies. The tables started turning in the early 1930s, and the federal government took a leading role in fighting crime. Secret Six. Al Capone's sweetheart. This Colt model, 1911, 45 caliber, damn.
But I'm just saying that now. But I'm just saying. But it's the same font. That's what I'm trying to say. Like a blue tobacco. Look out blue.
Maybe a lot of times I think everything it's something that they did, or something they look like. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing where I show. You see. You like it? It's fun. Like one more thing. Not enough juice.
Old Sparky.
Underworld was repulsed, afraid. Organized revolution stretches through the shadows of an underworld empire.
We're here to bring you members into a fair. Start a new beginning for you. This thing of ours, La Cosa Nostra, this thing that you belong to, it's a good thing. It's good to have this, that even if your mother is in bed, we'll call you the doctor and do this. Yes. What if I was to tell you someone in your family or someone close to you was in killed or relative was going to testify? Thank you, sweetie. I don't want it.
First heavyweight champ not owned by the mob, I just did Sonny Liston.
They were basically offering with one hand tied behind their
Second floor is the courtroom, mostly. It smells like good coffee in here. Oh, they changed this room up last time.
In 1951, television was still brand new. People were just buying their first TVs, and daytime programming was.
Virginia Hill. This is basically what who the Flamingo was named after, the Flamingo Hotel, because of her fiery red hair. Bugsy Siegel's partner, involved with the Underworld since the mid-1930s. After moving to Chicago and meeting bookkeeper to the mob, Joe Epstein, she worked as a cashier, courier, money launderer, and heroin trafficker. She was called to testify at a New York hearing on March 15th, 1951.
FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover downplayed its very existence. Yet by 1950, organized crime was breaking in over $15 billion a year, much of it from illegal gambling. For the average American, organized crime was in its own world, very far from Main Street, USA. But then...
Kansas City mob boss Charles Bellagio was found murdered. Witnesses heard several shots coming from the Democratic Club, each with 4 bullets.
A monster inside Democratic Party headquarters and murdered there. Suddenly, crime and corruption were right in the heart of years, and the Chicago Crime Commission shined a spotlight on the connection between criminals and politicians.
Organized crime cannot exist without
The inner workings of this secret empire were more closely guarded than Fort Knox. Who would fight back against the racketeers, the criminals, and the corrupt politicians? The Kefauver Committee would crisscross the country, stopping in courtrooms and hearing rooms in 14 cities, including this very room in Las Vegas. They would hear testimony from over 800 witnesses, suspected murderers, disgraced politicians, alleged mafia leaders.
Is the truth and the whole truth.
Once the subpoenas started flying, many officers went into hiding to avoid testifying. Some developed sudden and mysterious illnesses the press called Kefauver-itis.
Senator, I had 3 major coronary thromboses and I've had diarrhea for 6 weeks.
That was my favorite room. Now playing Open City as law enforcement across the nation crack down on illegal gambling, mobsters cast their eyes toward Las Vegas. Nevada has legalized gambling in 1931, and Las Vegas was an open city, meaning that no one syndicate dominated the town. That made it an enticing destination for mobsters nationwide who were eager to start fresh and launch new ventures. Who's got juice? I got music playing here, so might get some copyright. Gotta see what I'm gonna do. Last Frontier Village sign embodied the hotel's Western theme and included horse stables, stagecoach rides, Highway 90. Popular culture has credited mobster Bugsy Siegel with creating the Flamingo, but Hollywood businessman Billy Wilkerson bought the land and started building the Flamingo in 1945. Wayne Newton began performing in Las Vegas in 1959 after dropping out in his junior year of high school. His first engagement was at the Fremont Hotel downtown. Blonde bombshell Jane Mansfield and Mr. Universe, to say Mickey, her future husband, posed at the Sands Hotel in 1956. These showgirls danced in the brand new Casino de Paris at the Dunes in 1955. Got that famous Rat Pack picture. They have their footprints in front of Venetian, where the Sands used to be.
The scam at the time of Frank Rosenthal's reign mainly came from the slot machines. The coins were not counted, they were weighed. What they did was miscalibrate those scales so that they would underreport the actual weight. So if the scale said 1,000 pounds of coins, it would actually be 600. So the 400 pounds would then be taken as the skim.
It's take cash out of the drop boxes. Suitcases full of cash, millions of dollars over the years. Went to the bosses in Cleveland, Chicago, Milwaukee. Guys like Joey Dove Zayupa, Nick Chavella, Frank Balistrero.
Aviator, engineer, filmmaker, industrialist. In 1967, Howard Hughes added hotel owner to his resume, buying the Desert Inn, so he wouldn't have to leave when his reservation ended. The wealthy eccentric saw in Las Vegas a town he could dominate and reshape.
They killed Oswald, and Ruby died. Carl Smarcello used to have a sign on his desk that said something to this effect. Two people can keep a secret if one's dead.
We shall never know how different the world might have been had fate permitted display and labor alone man's unfinished agenda for peace and progress for all.
If you go deep enough, you can see the mob's fingerprints on everything. Riddle Hoffa was last seen in the summer of 1975 in the parking lot of a restaurant in the suburbs of Detroit. Under Hoffa, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, the union that organized truckers, became one of the most powerful unions in the country. They also had a cozy relationship.
Joe wakes up her husband. It's the day before Christmas, 1971. The president makes a visit.
Bird's-eye view of what police think is the source of at least some of the dynamite used in the recent Cleveland bombings.
The Gemini Lounge, Brooklyn, New York. Roy DeMeo and his crew murdered up to 200 individuals. There, they perfected the Gemini method, killing and dismembering victims to make them disappear. This is a mistake. Las Vegas casinos made history with the convictions of bosses in Kansas City, Cleveland, Chicago, and Milwaukee. In the mid-1980s, buses so far as 127 alleged monsters, including key figures from New York's five founders, New England's patriarchal family, and New Jersey's DeCavalcante family. 1957 was that FBI Director Jay no longer denied the existence of a national crime syndicate. Set up to puzzle. Don't just
prostitution, sophisticated drugs. You can't prosecute that individual by individual. It's like a merry-go-round.
For the first time, law enforcement was able to prosecute individuals simply for being members of ongoing criminal organizations.
Legislation is
What you do is infiltrate people are going to be tested on
Frank Capone insisted, and we have a next telephone, that you be available 24/7. The first time that he called me on that phone, I did not answer him. When I came back, he really went ballistic on me. He wanted to know, why didn't I respond? He warned me that in the future, no matter what I was doing, if I call you, you better answer. That phone traveled with me at all times, and it would ring at the weirdest time. Sure enough, on the speaker, he would yell out.
As far as Frank is concerned, they weren't taking care of his family. They weren't taking care of him. And of course, in his position, he might be a threat to them. Because he knows how they think.
I was very fearful of the FBI. I didn't trust them. Although I knew they were straight-laced guys, I still didn't trust them because they were always on a different team.
There indeed was a contract.
I was raised in a neighborhood where nobody read. Nobody knew. And to do this was like a mortal sin, non-forgivable. It would be like Judas.
part of us is have to shave a mustache. Maybe I can.
I don't think they would have been together.
The U.S. Justice Department and the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department collaborated on a plan to expand and improve use of force training.
Use of force is probably the single most important issue in American policing today. It's what can cause American cities to burn.
Hi. Good, how are you? Good.
If we have an officer who does a car stop, it doesn't necessarily violate policy, but is almost to the point of rude and intimidating. Later on, if that citizen is in need of police assistance, they might hesitate to call for police.
The officer has
within a matter of 1 to 2 hours, I provide a video brief that is recorded by our Office of Health Information, and that's uploaded within a few hours into YouTube. That is available to all the members of our agency as well.
Procedural justice is being fair to people, being respectful to people, understanding that the law enforcement and the community are partners. We work with them to get fugitives. We have the authorities agreed to provide law, agreed to provide policies and procedures to do something that no other profession has the authority to do, and that's restrict someone's freedom. So when I look at procedural justice and you look at your definition,
Filled with crisis, it's dramatic, usually tragic. You're an actor, that's what you want to be. One of the movies that I always just loved was that film in Donnie Nebraska.
It's basically like their store and a little still museum of like pop culture, movies and TV shows with the mob.
That is so typical of that movie. Here is a guy who's a made man, so desperate. God forbid he get caught. Can't get caught because he's full of horrible. That's what the elements in that world you don't really see. Like heroes, the American dream is great wealth with no work. That's the dream of the gangster. The guy comes up from the sea, bigger, and then we're able to draw inferences, beliefs, notions, morality from these things written larger than life. And all drama is larger.
Movies about the mob are as old as movies themselves. Silent films often told tales of criminals and gangsters. Every decade has brought new talents, new characters, and new stories to the mob movie genre. And nobody knows mob movies better than Nick Pileggi, co-writer with Martin Scorsese of Goodfellas and Casino, and executive producer of American Gangster.
People like movies about the mob because they're life writ large. Around Prohibition, the middle 30s, the gangster movie became the movie of the day.
I'm giving you orders for the last time. One thing that gets orders and gets orders, and this is it.
Edward G. Robinson, and Jimmy Cagney, George Raft, that whole 30s collection of movies are just quite brilliant. Also, you gotta remember, there wasn't really this concentration and knowledge of the mob in those early movies. They were gangster movies, but they were not mob movies. It was The Godfather that mostly codified. It made them, in a very interesting and bizarre way, very appealing at the beginning of that movie. But then, you pay the price. You pay the price for that power, and you see the price, and therefore, in the end, you say, God, no, I don't want to have a movie made about me.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Goodfellas is a movie about a real person. It's totally true. It's Henry Hill's story. It's the way he grew up, and how much he loved that world, and then his betrayal of that world. I think it's and Marty realizes that Frank Collada had actually done the murder. He'd been given immunity and was able to escape on the homicide. So Marty got rid of the actor, got Frank Collada dressed, and he said, "You do it." And so if you see the movie, that scene, the man chasing him is Frank Collada, and he killed the real guy in real life, and now he does it all over again in the movie.
I think I'm gonna let a guy pull a gun on me. Any more of these cranks, and this is my last job.
I have not come this far to have a casino that doesn't let me see the fucking hole. Ben!
If I turn my back long enough, a big head to put a hole in it. That'd be a hole in it.
I think actors like want to play mob roles is because the mob role is doing something. An actor, that's what you want to be. One of the moments I've always just wanted to use whatever he has to use to become a gangster and make money. It's kind of an exaggeration of what life is. Drama has to be bigger than life. And then we're able to draw inferences, beliefs, notions, morality from these things written larger than life. And all drama is larger than life. So you gotta remember, there wasn't really this
concentration and knowledge of the mob. And those early movies, they were gangster movies, not mob movies. Goodfellas is a movie about a person.
I do have a video or two of this mural that goes around the wall here in the parking lot of the Mob Museum. I got a few shots, but usually when the parking lot's not as packed, I went around and did it, but assuming that's Bugsy Siegel and Virginia Hill. So you got the original Frank Rosenthal, Spilatro. We got Ginger, Sam Eighth's Rothstein.